And we are back with the Collegiate Tetris League going into round 3. We have University of Texas Austin versus Yale. My name is COWBOW, and I'm joined with my co-commentator DOUE for tonight.
Hello. I am DOUE, and it looks like we aren't quite on screen yet, but you can hear our voices hopefully. And yeah, oh, there I am. I see myself. Just gotta see COWBOW now.
I'm loading, Hello? Guys. I'm stuck in the Shadow Realm. Help! You know, every time that someone joins the stream, oh, I'm back. Thanks to the fans and thanks to CTL, I am here. That's crazy. That's insane. But yes, anyways, we are just preparing for players to join the room, get warmed up, get ready, you know, do the stretches and all, and start up the game. But until then, DOUE, do you know anything about these two teams coming up?
Well, this is we only do have one match today, and it is UT Austin versus Yale, and I think it's going to be a pretty close match because judging from their seeding, both these teams are very close and actually right next to each other on the leaderboards currently.
Oh.
They did end up losing their first two matches, unfortunately, but I think both teams are hoping that they have a close match, you know, coming up right now.
Hey,
unfortunately, though,
good, right?
yeah, unfortunately though for UT Austin, it does seem like one of their players was not able to show up on time, and they were also not quite able to find their sub in time.
No.
So Yale will be starting with an 8-point advantage going out the gate, and I do believe that means there will only be 4 matches played in this set. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm still excited to see some close matches today. I do think both teams are going to have to bring it really hard. UT Austin especially if they want to actually win this match with this 8-point deficit. But I do think they have the capability to. I mean, this team, pretty consistent overall, I'd say, have some strong hitting players, but they also, their lower end is also, I think, able to bring up the rear.
Absolutely. And for those of you who are maybe just tuning into CTL or you don't remember, this is going to be different from other Tetris tournaments you might have seen, B5 crew battle format. And what that means is that both teams are going to pick one player to play against each other, and the winner of said match gets an extra point for their team, and then they have to pick their player first, which allows the other team to counter pick into them, which there's a lot of different strategies that can go into these kind of games, and a lot of stuff that I'm sure we'll see outside of just Tetrio gameplay. So it's very, very interesting the different ways that teams come up with varying methods to win.
Yeah, especially, and I do know that Yale have been cooking some a lot of different creative drafting strategies, using some of them using their mathematics actually to try to figure out who might be the mathematically best pick to send out, and we'll see if that can get them the win in today's match.
Hey, that's too much math for me. I can't even count to 4. Haha, classic Tetris joking.
And if we're talking about counting, Yale has already counted up to 8 because of UT Austin's unfortunate absence. But yeah, I do think it'll be interesting to see which player, because Yale, since they do have 5 players here, they kind of do also have the added flexibility of choosing which 4 of their 5 players to send out compared to the only 4 that you might have. And it does look like our first match has been selected. That is going to be
Viola versus Super Buns. Interesting.
Super Buns, I do believe, is Yale's top player, so sending them out early, actually, very interesting strategy. What do you think about that kind of play?
I feel like it's definitely risky, because sending someone out on the first match that you know is your best can be tough, because if you want to counterpick someone, you don't have that utility of having your strongest player to play. But I think so far it should be working out pretty well. And speaking of working out well, this PC from Super Buns looking pretty solid to start off the warm-up here, but Areola has a lot of clean garbage in her wells here.
Yeah, going right into the warm-up, Super Buns definitely kind of getting spiked up, actually. Started out with a very strong attack, but was not able to quite survive that. And we'll see if this trend continues into the actual match. And again, UT Austin definitely wanting to take as many points as they can from their 4 matches today. And yeah, if this trend does continue, if Areola can take this match, it would be very good, because again, Super Buns is Yale's best player, and Areola, what I do believe is UT Austin's second best player. So having that kind of upset will be very beneficial for them.
Possible big points coming in, but starting up the game here, both players looking to do, it seems like TKI versus TKI mixed mirror match here. Super Buns does have the slight speed advantage at almost 3 PPS, and Areola is trying to hit a little bit of a down stack here, fixing up her board state.
Yeah, indeed, and Super Buns kind of stacking a lot over that tall garbage wall there, but able to get out of it pretty cleanly, and now is able to continue to send more back-to-back, while Areola is spiked to the top of her board, actually, with a lot of cheese, not able to dig through it, taking the first match.
Yeah, speaking of the back-to-back, Super Buns had back-to-back 4 there, building up a lot of multiplier and allowing them to send even more attacks. Tetsu multiplier, nothing to scoff at, and both these players are going to use that to their full advantage. Super Buns declining PC here. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and Areola there, going for the MKO, but kind of misdrops. So both players not able to get their full extent of their opener out, but yeah, back to the bottom of the board, they're going to be feeling slightly uncomfortable, but still able to send out a lot of attacks.
Absolutely. I will say that even if the players don't kill in the opener, it leaves a lot of play for the mid-game to shine through. I'm not sure if the opener players just yet here, but it seems like they're at least comfortable playing the actual game and not just winning the first 5 seconds. Can't relate, totally. Definitely would not be me.
If they did choose to go for MKO and PC with an early O like that, I think that usually implies that they're players that like to play probably more mid-game than go for a super strong kill opener at the beginning, because yeah, most of the strong kill openers do come from early O, I think.
That makes sense. But not looking good on Areola's side. Push the top of her board here. Super Buns looking for the punish, and they are going to find it, taking their second round here. The cards may not be looking great for Areola right now, but I definitely believe that she can come back with a little bit of a lucky spike, perhaps. MKO versus,
a bit too hesitant with that decision with the J piece there. And in this case, also a bit too slow on the MKO PC. Super Buns going to send that single line over first to deny that. But she's still looking pretty safe. Decently sized garbage well on that board. And yeah, going to be able to stay relatively comfortable position as she looks to go down and potentially find another attack.
Absolutely, yeah. Speaking of finding attacks, though, Super Buns building up super high here. Back-to-back 1, keeping it online here, and Areola's board not looking like the best state for spiking back, and it is going to result in the third round for Super Buns here.
Yeah, definitely. Not necessarily the cleanest 3-6 stack, but able to pump out enough APM to spike Areola out as we go into the fourth match. And both players, again, misdropping their openers, kind of, but able to, make something out of that.
Yeah, I think that's a very important skill for players. If they're able to avoid misdrops entirely, that's pretty good, right? But if you're able to play off of your misdrops, that's going to be even stronger in the case that you do.
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely do think that, being a player that kind of has a lot of misdrops can help in the long run, because you'll be able to find out a lot more ways to recover from misdrops.
Yeah, speaking of recovering though, Areola not able to recover, and Super Buns pouring on the APM with a back-to-back 4 yet again. Seems to be their magic number going into their fourth round here. It seems like Super Buns really leveraging their offense, and Areola needs to find some sort of downstack or cancel in order to survive these attacks.
Yeah, for sure. And Super Buns being able to pump out that consistent APM is super useful when you are, I guess favorite player to win in this case. So being able to pump out that APM, not really giving Areola a chance to breathe, is going to mean that being able to leverage that offensive advantage.
Absolutely. Speaking of the offensive though, Super Buns attempting to pour it on, but unfortunately breaking their back-to-back. Areola does have a pretty decent board, and it seems like both players are just trying to poke at each other and look to find any kind of opening to get some more APM out.
There's so much cheese on Areola's board being sent out by Super Buns. Being able to send out cheese and clean, again, super formidable combo. But Super Buns now looking to send just a bit more APM, but Areola has that huge well to take advantage of.
Yeah, taking advantage of it pretty well, I might add. Back-to-back 1 online for Areola, ready to be on the offensive driver's seat. Super Buns does have an equally clean well now, and it seems to be back and forth so far. Areola trying to clean up her board state.
Yeah, for sure. Super Buns, I think, canceled a lot of that clean Areola sent back, so maybe not able to kind of swing the momentum back into his favor, but again, being stable is probably more important than sending attack in this instance.
Absolutely, yeah. And speaking of stable, it's not looking super stable on Areola's board here. Super Buns trying to find some punish, but it doesn't seem like they have a whole lot. 7 spike could be enough, but Areola bringing out a very nice cancel, keeping her in the game so far.
Yeah, some clutch downstack decisions here from Areola at the top of her board, and they've been working out for her, but it seems like a lot of times when she's getting spiked up there, she's hesitating a lot, and that might be catching her out occasionally. Able to survive this, because actually find a huge downside.
Might be catching Super Buns off, but Super Buns has a fantastic cancel, allowing them to live and keep on playing against all odds. Fantastic attack and defense from both sides so far.
Yeah, really close to the kill from Areola. I think if she can find more things like that while she's downside, she'll be able to close it out. And Super Buns actually throwing 2 eyepieces to the side. Very, very greedy play in order to access that well for himself, but it's going to work out. Not going to be punished for it.
Yeah, it seems like both players back to a fairly neutral state, trying to find... it seems like Areola is trying to find a down stack here, and Super Buns looking to build up the back-to-back, perhaps.
Yeah, for sure, and this round definitely going the distance now, almost at 3 minutes, with both players kind of just canceling each other's attacks, you know, getting down to the top of the board. Definitely the closest round we've seen so far in this match.
Oh, Super Buns bringing on the APM, back-to-back 4 online, back-to-back 5, and Areola cannot handle the pressure. Super Buns was able to open up their well, clean up the garbage, and spike her out. It's got to be tough to be on Areola's side here, but you know, perhaps utilizing the garbage and counter-spiking really, really hard could be the play to make a reverse sweep here. Yeah,
for sure. Definitely an unfortunate T-piece placement there at the end of that last round for Areola, and hoping to not have any more unfortunate T-piece placements again in this round. Able to recover from that slight misdrop though. So she's going to be back into stability and hopefully able to take some more rounds here.
Exactly, Areola trying really hard with that 13 spike back there, breaking back-to-back, but still at a very, very clean board state. Keeping it clean as well, canceling the garbage. Super Buns is looking pretty decent as well with this 1-8 stack. Not the most ideal, but it's still looking really clean, especially with this big well. Back-to-back times 2, spiking hard. Areola's at the top and unable to cope with the pressure. Super Buns now on match point.
Yeah, Super Buns doing a really good job in this set of being able to close these matches out. I think both players have been able to send big attacks towards each other, but Super Buns is the one actually taking these, able to cancel out when Areola sends her attacks, and able to secure the win a lot of these times when he sends his attack.
Absolutely, yeah. I think both these players definitely need this last round here for multiple reasons, and this big spike from Super Buns putting Areola at the top of her board. Can she cope with the pressure? Barely surviving with this down stack here. Super Buns needs a little bit more, but Areola is not letting them have it until this 13 spike comes through and taking the game in a full sweep. Super Buns, very, very well played to both.
Yeah, excellent game there, especially that last round from Super Buns, doing that STSD into the consistent pressure right afterwards, just pushed Areola all the way to the top of the board, and she wasn't really able to find any additional way to get out of that. So yeah, excellently played on Yale's end, and with being up 16 points, it's definitely very dangerous now for UT Austin, but they do still have up to 3 matches to go to recover those points.
And that's a big thing about this the specific crew battles format, is that individual wins are of course important, but you can always make it back in later rounds. But yeah, in the chat, Big Joe says, cooking their opponents like buns on an oven. Fantastic. I was thinking of something. I couldn't quite do it. I got a super in there, but I wasn't sure about the buns. But hey, you know what? Big Joe truly learning from the best out here. And make sure you check out their commentary as well. Also, you know, making their debut with CTL. Fantastic stuff from Big Joe. But yeah.
Yeah, and I do believe they will be actually commentating tomorrow's matches, which is pretty exciting to see.
Big Joe
and
show off, right?
Yeah, I think so. And they also will be doing the donation rewards, by the way, the Big Joe push-ups on stream. That'll be exciting to watch.
Big Joe flexing his big muscular arms out there. And both these teams flexing their players that are going to be coming up next. Surely some big APM coming out from either side.
Yeah. So, from winning that match, Yale will be picking their player first, and UT Austin going to be able to get this counter pick here. And picking DJ Song, I believe, on Yale's side, an SS ranked player, pretty strong in this lobby. But we'll see who UT Austin picks to counteract this. Hopefully able to take as many points as possible. I think they're probably looking to try to make some of these matches sweeps, like the first match. And yeah, there we go. Achiever 101 picked for UT Austin, their strongest player.
This is definitely looking like a very, very strong matchup so far for Achiever. U rank 24k versus an SS 22k. Obviously, TR is not everything. We've seen a lot of upsets in CTL, but with matches like these, it's very, very important for the teams to get all the points they need. So, for example, Achiever needs to get a full sweep without dropping any points, and DS Strong needs to find anything they can to get some sort of points against Achiever.
Well, DS Strong's fun fact was, nah, I'd win. So who knows? Maybe they would win in this case.
Alright, let's see what's going on here. DS Strong doing pretty nice 9-0 well here. Achiever 101 hitting the down stack on their side. Both players trying to find some sort of attacks.
Yeah, 9-0, getting a bit spiky for my taste, but able to even it out and able to send some consistent attacks. Honestly, 9-0, a pretty consistent way to send attacks if you're able to do it fast enough.
Absolutely. Seems like DS Strong has to put the DS in their name as they are spiked to the top of the board, and this big attack from Achiever not doing them any favors, and Achiever taking the first warm-up here.
Yeah, not quite enough DSing from DS Strong in that matchup, but who knows? Maybe they will win. That quote, definitely a very strong quote to throw out there.
Oh, for sure, for sure. We're gonna have to see some big plays from either player here, playing for their teams, not just for themselves, but for the pride of their universities out here, going into this third match.
Indeed, and I'd also like to shout out Achiever 101 because I do believe they are the one who designed this logo for UT's team.
Oh.
You see the longhorn made out of Tetris blocks to represent the university. So really, really cool design from Achiever. And they seem to be trying to achieve a down stack right here and going for some additional attacks, but DS Strong now in a much safer position than before.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Achiever 101, now the one on the 9-0, but canceling out pretty quickly. They seem to be playing very, very safe compared to other players before. Not really thinking to build up too much back-to-back, but perhaps doing all they can to ensure that the board is always in pristine condition.
Yeah, for sure. And it's always good to respect your opponent, even if they're lower ranked, because, I think a lot of higher ranked players potentially might go for greedier types of gameplay when facing someone that's lower ranked in CTL, but, a lot of times they can surprise you. And again, trying to not lose a single point for UFT right here, because, not UFT, sorry, UT Austin.
There's a lot of
again, they are down.
Something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's already confusing with all the UCs, and I've definitely said UFT a lot in the past couple of CTLs. So.
Oh, big 17 spike from Achiever 101, and DS Strong unfortunately not able to downstack out of that one. Achiever taking their first round here.
Yeah, finally putting UT Austin on the board here as we go into the next round and doing a DT cannon actually. Love to see it.
DT cannon, a little bit of an off-meta strategy, but one that can still work for sure. Sends out some pretty solid attacks, but I guess this T misdrop on Achiever's side not doing them any favors for set attack.
Yeah, and what a clean well on.
Oh wait, they planted a PC? No way.
Wait, that PC was so random. I did not think that board was equipped for it, but getting just the right pieces and being very, very good opportunity taken from Achiever. But, the thing about mid-game PCs, usually not going to be able to kill your opponents.
Yeah, it's just kind of a byproduct of the combo system, I suppose. It just kind of happens. But speaking of the combo system, DS Strong using that to their full advantage, spiking pretty hard. Achiever 101, though, clearing up the board and spiking straight back to DS Strong right here.
Yeah, Achiever, though, now with the incredibly clean well, trying to spike out DS Strong right here, not going to be able to do so, but DS Strong has a bunch of stairs on the side of the board and can't really do a kind of setup with that, so is going to be in a lot of trouble here.
Oh, DS Strong unfortunately not able to downstack out, and Achiever 101 taking their second round here. Clearly, playing safe is paying off for them, able to keep the board in a nice and clean state, as well as send off some pretty good attacks.
Yeah, and I do think if you're able to play consistently and safe, in this case, when you do have a kind of offensive advantage over your opponent, you will end up winning the round, even if you don't quite go for any high-risk spikes to close it out. So,
absolutely,
pretty smart play from Achiever 101.
Yeah, maybe 101 is their kill streak of players. You never know. They're just continuing their rampage out here. Oh, huge 21 spike from Achiever 101, and DS Strong receiving a 101 lines of garbage. That is insane. Oh man.
Yeah, probably not quite 101 lines of garbage. It's definitely enough to spike them out. No way out of that. No way out for that one.
No, it's been
Going into the
established in
fourth
battle
match.
math. It's okay. We'll roll with it. You know, it's close enough. It's close enough.
Yeah, well, Yale definitely the school that's been very good at math, according to what I've seen in their team chats. So, again, maybe able to use that to their advantage. Who knows?
Oh, Achiever, very nice eye spin here, allowing them to fix up the board, continue this 9-0 stack here on the other side. DS Jong is trying to find a pretty nice down stack, but I don't know if it's going to be in time for Achiever's attack to come in.
Yeah, Achiever did go for a cool little forecast off that 9-0 into the garbage wall, but unfortunately had to break a bit of back-to-back. Still in a very advantageous position, though, and DS Strong using the Z piece over the wild means they're going to top themselves out.
Yeah, I'm taking notes from my own gameplay. I'm not a down stacker at all, but it just goes to show how important that kind of a skill is for this game here.
Yeah, for sure, and a lot of times when you are down stacking, sometimes you go for the panic play, and placing the Z there clears the line, but it adds an extra bit of garbage over the hole, so that did end up taking him out in this round. This time, though,
looking pretty strong in the down stack, but not strong enough to receive this 20 spike from Achiever 101. They were continuing to put on pressure, but it seems like DS Jong is going to need to make their DS strong if they want to come back here.
Yeah, definitely looking for...
It took me 5 rounds. I was waiting for 5 rounds. Alright. Back to the game here. Achiever 101 is a little bit misjob.
You just wait for the setup and it pays off, just like how these players probably looking for another setup, especially DS Strong. You know, any sort of setup to actually take this round from Achiever. It's going to be, again, it's going to be tough considering the offensive advantage that Achiever does have, but who knows? Again, anything can really happen, especially if you find just a sudden spike like the one Achiever is sending over right now, actually.
DS Strong does have a lot of clean to capitalize on if they're able to get to it. They are open well here, and Achiever 101 dealing with a bit of cheese. It is now DS Strong's time in the driver's seat to try and spike out Achiever.
Yeah, and now Achiever on the back foot. We'll see if their down stack skill can pay off, and it definitely looks like it is. Getting a T-spin at the end of that as well. And DS Strong now, again, back at the disadvantage.
Oh, DS Strong, a little bit of an unfortunate T-spin there, blocking off their well, but able to open up pretty well on the other side. Achiever 101 not in too much of a place to capitalize just yet, but perhaps trying to build up back-to-back. We'll see here.
Yeah, and Achiever 101 definitely playing it more safe than normal, I'd say, this round. Going for much safer plays, doing a lot of skimming, but if both sides are doing a lot of skimming, I don't think you're punished too much for doing skimming of your own, especially since, you know, there's a lot of cheese being sent back and forth, especially this round.
For sure. I think this is definitely a more down stack heavy game. Both of these players need to find either some way to mitigate the cheese or just down stack better than the other player. That's the main win conditions, it seems.
Yeah, and definitely not going for really attack setups. Achiever, they're going for some kind of funky stacking with some pulls in the stack just to send a few doubles and triples. And now goes for a creative line spin
on Achiever's side. DS Strong unfortunately not able to capitalize on their side though. And yeah, Achiever does have some cheese to deal with, but they seem to be making their way down it pretty well right now.
Yeah, and doing a lot of attacks on the way as well, counting to 4, being able to send 2 Tetrises, but a slight Elmish drop. Going to be a bit dicey. Probably not going to be too much to deal with though.
Yeah, it is tough though, because DS Strong still dealing with the effects of the cheesed up board, not able to find enough punish to capitalize on Achiever's misdrop. And it seems like Achiever taking it back, capitalizing on DS Strong's board state, and going to a 6-0 lead here. This is not looking good for DS Strong, but I think they can make the reverse comeback here, the reverse sweep.
Yeah, Achiever definitely going to be looking to close this out on their end. It is definitely rough, though, in DS Strong's position that last round where you're down stacking for 2 minutes straight. Basically, you know, on the back foot almost the entire time. And it's really hard to find attacks in that instance. But hopefully this round they won't be caught in such a spiral and ideally able to take at least 1 round off this to try to secure themselves the win.
Yeah, for sure. DS Strong may be on the back foot, but they're also facing defeat as they are now on match point, struggling to hit this down stack, but still in the game.
Yeah, not quite out yet, but that
this eyepiece
actually...
placement, very unfortunate for them, and Achiever achieving their victory with a clean sweep for their team.
Yeah, GG's in chat from both players, and yeah, definitely the expected result from Achiever, but DS Strong, I think overall doing a pretty decent job of survival. Again, making up for that rank difference is very rough, but yeah, he did try his best there, but yeah, not able to find too many attacks there, and I do think it is kind of on the weaker player to try to find a surprise attack when they are against a player, so much stronger than them, because that's usually the only way you would lose in that case. But I think Achiever, due to playing safe, having a better down stack in general, and again, really respecting their opponent, was able to take them out in the end, clean sweep 7-0. And again, that is what UT Austin needs in this case.
I gotta say, once again, not only is it respectful to your opponent to treat them like an equal, it definitely worked out in their favor, right? Because we've seen before in the past, players would overgreed, like you said, and they'd just top out to unlucky spikes. But definitely doing all they can for Achiever to take that victory. And it goes to show that there's a lot of strategy that goes into not just your own gameplay, but just what you need to do for your team. And for Achiever, what they needed was a clean sweep, and like I said before, they did achieve it. So very, very well played.
Yeah, definitely the Achiever on their team in this set. And going into the next set, I do believe UT Austin have selected their next player as Sketchfellow, who is a relatively high SS player. And Yale here selecting Uzbek 19, who's an S-rank player actually. So picking themselves intentionally a slightly weaker matchup.
Yeah, I gotta say, for UT Austin, this is not a sketchy pick, despite how the name might imply. Looking very, very strong for them, and taking some much-needed points for their future games.
Yeah, Uzbek 19. Their fun fact over there says T-spin denier, but hopefully, he will be able to accept some T-spins onto his board to spike out Sketchfellow, because again, kind of the best way to win.
Absolutely. T-spin denier was funny though. I remember seeing I think it was TEC post on Reddit, and it was along the lines of, I can't stand hearing the sweaty clicks of T-spinners as they play and connect it. It's so cheap and awful. Kind of goes into our clean stacking joke.
T-spinning definitely a very cheap strategy, very crazy that anyone would allow this kind of strategy to be employed. And Uzbek kind of showing off that T-spin denier, going for sort of a 9-0 here, but not going to work out for him in this warm-up. Hopefully it will work out for him in the actual game.
Hey, you know what? As long as it works, it's not dumb. That's what I always say. Yeah, Dragonix in the chat says, I can't believe people would spin T-pieces. I know, it's preposterous. It's abominable. We don't condone that here at CTL. That's awful. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, T-spinning is kind of a weird mechanic if you think about it. Because it's just well, why are no other pieces of word for being spawned?
Yeah. That's why we just need stupid spins in CTL, right? Totally for next format.
Yeah, maybe next year we can do that. Uzbek 19 doing a single T-spin actually at the beginning of that round with the TKI, and immediately transitioning into sort of a 9-0 stack, but gonna be on the back foot now with that attack from Sketchfellow, going for a pretty big T-spin into a bit of down stack cheese.
Yeah, I will say Sketchfellow following up a 15 spike with even more back-to-back. Very, very huge for them, taking their first round here. Once again, just like our last match before, it's going to be on Sketchfellow to get a clean sweep, and it's going to be on Uzbek to find any kind of points they can.
Yeah, Uzbek was able to escape, but not quite in that last round, and yeah, again, Uzbek...
Oh, Sketchfellow had PC, but unfortunately missed dropping it. That is fine, though. We get to show off their mid-game skills here on the other end. Uzbek doing a pretty clean 9-0, canceling out the garbage just like they canceled out those T-spins.
Yeah, and honestly, a consistent 9-0 can get you a surprising amount of APM. Again, like we said in the previous round, it's a very consistent way to stack, even if it is very, I'd say, riskier than other ways, because you don't really have many ways to attack other than Tetris. And if a large garbage well spawns directly under your 9-0, it's a lot of trouble.
For sure, you can definitely luck in some pretty strong attacks, but Uzbek needs to use a little bit of luck to find their way out of this precarious situation on the board. Push to the top, blocking the garbage well, not looking good for them, and Sketchfellow is looking for just kind of that one little line they need with the 9-0 punish there, taking their second round. Yeah, DOUE, if you were in Uzbek's shoes, what would you do to counteract this looming score?
Well, I'd say, if I'm a T-spin denier and I'm good at 9-0, I would just 9-0 even harder, honestly. There's not much you can do in a lot of these cases. going for a T-spin when your opponent is this much faster and this much higher APM than you. But if you're good at 9-0, maybe just go for it, stack up that 9-0 really high, maybe you will get that lucky line of garbage, especially if Sketchfellow is doing openings like DT Cannon.
Right, so just full committing to the strategy. I like that, I respect that. But oh, it seems like Sketchfellow just finding the opportunity to punish on Uzbek's board and taking their third round. We're gonna see how Uzbek develops with this gameplay here. Are they going to come back here, or are they gonna fall under Sketchfellow's pressure?
Yeah, ending up getting topped up by OPs again. It was OPs at the top of the board in the previous, in the round right before the last round, and it was OPs at the top of the board in the last round as well. So hopefully this doesn't become a trend.
Hey, you know what? I mean, the O's might not be looking good, but it's certainly not over for either of these players so far.
Yeah, big 9-0 stacked up for Uzbek there, but unfortunately not finding a second Tetris, had to take a triple, meaning the attack was not as large as it could have been, and just gonna have to burn down a bit now.
Yeah, it seems like downstacking both players. Uzbek almost has an out here, and a lot of clean to work with too if they're able to, but this T-piece misdrop not doing them any favors, and Sketchfellow dealing with a bit of misdrops on their own side too. It seems to be a cleanup crew from both players as they fix up their boards.
Yeah, the pace of the match definitely screeching to a halt there as both players kind of spending time to fix their own boards, but as the wells are starting to open up, I think we will get back into some more explosive action as soon as Uzbek maybe tries to go for a Tetris. Gonna have to take a triple instead.
Ooh, it seems like Uzbek pushed to the top yet again, dealing with a bit of cheese, and Sketchfellow almost at the bottom of their board here. What are they going to do to this? Seems like some skimming yet again, fixing up the board state. Definitely a smart strategy, like we said before. Respecting your opponent, no matter what the TR is very, very good for just assuring you get those wins.
Yeah, I do think this tempo of this current round at least has been more on Sketchfellow's side, being the faster player and having slightly higher APM when both players are misdropping means that you're sending more and more cheese over to Uzbek. But as I say that, Uzbek has actually made his way to the bottom of his board and looking relatively safe other than that L misdrop, which I do think is pretty easy to fix.
Yeah, Uzbek unfortunately doesn't quite have the 9-0 speed to burst out attack so far, but I do believe that if they are able to access some clean, they can get a lucky spike to take a round here.
Yeah, I mean, Uzbek, does have that pretty decent sprint time for their rank, 46-second sprint. Ooh. Honestly, I've never really tried it, but I feel like if you just went and full sprinted in TL, maybe it could be successful.
Unfortunately, not able to sprint their way out of this one. Sprinting towards a victory here, taking their fourth round. Uzbek not looking in too great of a position, but they certainly can come back. 4-0 is not unwinnable for sure.
Yeah, but
oh, big well for Uzbek.
Oh, yeah,
big 10 spike too. Sketchfellow does have the cancel though, unfortunately for Uzbek.
It is always convenient when that well just spawn right under a TKI, but again, if you're not quite able to follow up after that, again, it's just more clean back towards your opponent, and unfortunately the 9-0 strategy does kind of fall victim to that because it is kind of the slowest strategy to get going because you can only stack it for Tetris, right? No T-spins in there. So
not
very
really.
efficient.
Maybe if players are able to use Kaidans to their advantage, then that could happen, but it doesn't seem like either players are going to be doing that. But what they are going to be doing is Sketchfellow building up some back-to-back with a very, very nice well. Huge spike over to Uzbek, receiving a lot of garbage, way too much than they would prefer, I'm sure. Trying to hit the downstack here, and they do have an open well, but TP.
Oh, that's a really bad one.
It's too far, and the L misdrop definitely not helping them out, and Sketchfellow on their 5th round here.
Yeah, I do think what they were going for is probably placing the L piece flat there and skimming off that single line with the other pieces, but placing it vertically there, definitely a death sentence. Because that's, what, 3 blocks over the well that you need to do it at the very top of your board?
Hey, you know what? It happens. All Uzbek has to do is refocus and dial in to take their round that they really, really desperately need right now. Sketchfellow building up some back-to-back. Pretty clean well. It looks like they're just going to keep on pouring on the attack. Uzbek does have a well of their own to spike back, though.
Yeah, for sure, and yeah, going into, continuing with this round, I do think it's actually, even though they were at a really big disadvantage at the start for UT Austin with that 8-point lead given to Yale for free, they've actually made a pretty strong comeback with these last 2 matches, and if Sketchfellow is able to sweep this, it's going to be completely even going into the last round.
Ooh, definitely a big thing for the macro play for teams. But right now, I think that both these players probably just worrying about their own board states right now. Uzbek's nice 8 spike to Sketchfellow. Unfortunately clean for them, and it seems like Sketchfellow gonna be on the attacking end of the board. Uzbek at the top, trying to find a down stack, barely able to in time, but Sketchfellow finds a nice punish, and is now on match point.
Yeah, some unfortunate decisions on that down stack there. Placing the L over the well means there was no good way for Uzbek to get out of that except wasting I. Unfortunately, you can't really afford to waste I in that instance, or else you're even more dead, so...
For sure, really Uzbek needs to find a Uza back, Uza come back, I don't know. That was half-cooked. That was half-cooked. That's like when you do the donation with no T and Q, you know.
Yeah, I don't even know how to cover for that one.
Yeah, it seems like Uzbek at the top of the board again, not looking good for them. Trying to find a down stack, and the I-piece misdrop is going to be fatal for them. Sketchfellow taking a nice and clean sweep here.
Yeah, it's definitely troublesome at the top of your board, especially with those I and O pieces from Uzbek. Just pretty unfortunate situations for them overall, and yeah, I guess if they were able to play a bit faster in some of those instances, they would have been able to get out, but again, they did pick themselves intentionally into this matchup, which was kind of disadvantageous in order to, I guess, secure a better pick for a next pick, but it doesn't actually really matter in this case, in my opinion, because I do believe that since UT Austin only has one player remaining, since the 5th player was not able to show up, that their player is basically already locked in this case.
Right, that just gives Yale a little bit more breathing room to work with their choice of players. But we'll definitely see who is coming up in the end here. I don't know. It's been some pretty heavily one-sided matches so far. But in the last round, this is all where it matters. Everything that we've seen is come to this with a tied score of 16-16. But DOUE, what are your predictions for this final round here?
I mean, so the last player on UT Austin's side is Lenny Chu, who is an S+ player. I do think that's high S+ with 21k TR approximately. And Kirby Borger actually also a 21.7k SS. So I think it's going to be a really close match. And honestly, I do respect these teams for saving this match for last, because I do think this one is going to be very, very close in that case. But again, I do think despite those past few matches being sweeps, I don't think that's really indicative of how close they were, because I do think a lot of those players were actually close to taking many of those rounds from their opponent, just weren't able to close it out. But forget all those matches. We're here. This is the deciding match. We'll see which team can actually close it out for their own team.
For sure, for sure. Lenny Chu going into an STPC here, and Kirby Borger going with a Hachi spin.
Big fan,
DOUE's
big fan.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say the DOUE special right there. Big spikes coming in from Lenny Chu. Kirby Borger spiking back super, super hard though. Lenny Chu finding pretty nice cancel here, but it is unfortunately not enough there. And I will say, before we get into the actual matches, at least from their Tetrio profiles, Lenny Chu is the one with lower TR, but actually slightly higher stats right here. So I think we're going to see some very, very high offense from both of these players.
Well, we'll see which player comes out on top in this case. The one with the cat anime girl profile picture, or the one with the Kirby Burger profile picture. Both very funny profile pictures, I think. But yeah, again, I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be very close.
For sure, for sure. Getting into the actual match, though, we have another Hachi Spin versus PCO. Hachi Spin sending first, canceling out the PC, and Kirby Borger is just going to be building off of their first attack here.
Yeah, for sure. And Hachi Spin definitely, I'd say, kind of an off-meta opener in comparison, but there are actually a lot of people in CTL who use it. I definitely see it. I've definitely seen it in more of these matches than something like DT Cannon, per se. So definitely interesting to see where Kirby Borger takes it this time, as a big fan of the opener myself.
We have been seeing a little bit of misdrops on Kirby's side, but they're able to open up pretty well, and Lenny Chu trying to find a bit of attack on their board here, waiting to accept this garbage. Nope, never mind, canceling it out as best they can here. Just probably playing a little bit more defensive on their side.
Yeah, Lenny Chu kind of ruining the T-spin setup on her side as well, and I think both players have been playing somewhat safe. Lenny Chu definitely the faster player in this case, but not necessarily, or I guess less efficient, I suppose, because not really able to send an attack, kind of just placing pieces as fast as they can.
And I gotta say, the striding strategy, where you just go as fast as possible, can certainly work because it just allows you more time to work with your opponent, right? You know, if you can send
for sure.
faster, down stack faster, yada yada, you just have way more options.
Yeah, and I definitely do think that when you are the faster player, it does put a lot of pressure on your opponent because, you know, for me at least personally, when I hear all those blocks dropping really fast on my opponent's side, I start feeling like, oh god, there's an attack coming, isn't there? I gotta pick up the pace on my own. But yeah, we'll see if that mental pressure does get to Kirby Burger. So far, it doesn't seem like it, as Lenny Chu actually have to deal with a lot of cheese on his side.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems pretty close between both players. Lenny Chu at the top of their board here, trying to find a down stack, and Kirby Burger just trying to fix up their board on the other side. It seems very, very defensive for both players, as opposed to the warm-up, where they're a little bit more APM heavy. But it remains to see what will happen later on.
Yeah, they definitely did have some explosive openers in the warm-up. A lot less in this case because nothing really out of that Hachi spin initially for Kirby, and actually Lenny Chu here finding a big spike with that down stack. Able to recover
Kirby
from
Burger,
that
on the other hand, though, able to
earlier.
find a nice cancel on their side as well. Lenny Chu trying to spike out a little bit more. Kirby Burger almost open with their well here, and they do have a spike coming out, 8 spike, but Lenny Chu back-to-back 3, looking pretty strong on their side as well.
Yeah, unfortunately having to break out of it, and yeah, Lenny Chu was just 9-0ing for the past bit, not able to take out Kirby Burger, of course, because it's sometimes not always able to get as efficient attacks as you want out of that 9-0, but we will be going into more clean garbage battles as we are about to enter the 3rd minute of this round.
Oh, 10 spike, 11 from Lenny. Kirby at the top of the board cannot receive this in time, and Lenny taking her first round here. Very, very important round, I will say.
Yeah, a ton of unfortunate placements on Kirby Burger's board. Oh, that is hard to say. But you do wonder if it might have been the gravity getting to them, if they were both playing pretty slowly at the start. And the gravity kind of forcing them down a bit, but back to normal Tetra League gravity for now. And this round, Lenny Chu, now with a ton of clean on her side to work with, but that T-spin's going to go nowhere with the right side not properly built out.
8 spike from Lenny Chu. Kirby has a very, very nice cancel, though. Even with that, they're still sent to the top, forced to down stack, and Lenny Chu looking to find some sort of punish, but it doesn't seem like her board is conducive for that one.
Yeah, and Kirby Burger now with could have potentially gone for a C-spin setup, but instead opting to clear the garbage out. Gonna go for the Tetris and T-spin, always a safe option, always an easy spike to go for. And now Lenny Chu pressed the top of her board with a lot of cheese to have to work through before even she can access that clean.
For sure. Kirby Burger does seem to be in the better board state after this T-spin potentially opening up, but it remains to be seen. Seems like a lot of cheese sending over. Perhaps the cheese in the burger. I don't know, but
yeah, this burger is definitely looking like a cheeseburger with all those skins. No attack able to come out of there. One Tetris coming out, but it's going to be canceled, and a lot more cheese still to work with at the bottom of the board.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if Lenny ordered that much cheese in her burger, but we'll have to talk to the manager about that one. Someone might be getting fired here. But speaking of getting fired, Lenny Chu firing off some attack to Kirby, who was at the top of their board, trying to find a down stack. Lenny Chu does have some more punish. Kirby finding a perfectly timed cancel and able to survive a little longer.
Yeah, just gonna stack up a bit more to potentially go for a Tetris, but Kirby Burger actually playing it quite safe at the top of the board, going for a lot of skins instead, not giving Lenny Chu any more additional attack power. But I do wonder if that's the correct play, because Lenny Chu has been close to the top of her own board, so I think if Kirby Burger, could maybe spend some more time finding some attacks as it comes down from these dangerous positions, could potentially threaten a bit more. Instead, both these players are gonna continue opting for down stacking, as we've been seeing throughout this set.
I must say, speaking of being threatening, Lenny Chu building up this threatening line O here. Pretty strong, but unfortunately breaking back-to-back and not continuing the APM as much as they might have liked to. That allows Kirby Burger to find a time to down stack, and it's looking pretty even between both players so far, except for Kirby's board height.
Yeah, definitely going for a lot of these greedy sort of plays on Kirby Burger's board, but they're not. I think they aren't quite the kind of greedy plays that you would want to go for, because the potential payoff is going for a single T-spin at the top of the board. But when you're messing up your board like that, you don't get the T-spin, it's really dangerous actually to go for it. But both these players kind of just going with the flow, I'd say, not really intentionally setting up anything super big on their own. But Lenny Chu actually with that eyepiece placement is in a lot of danger.
Yeah, Lenny Chu's trying to find a down stack here. Kirby Borger sending over a T-spin single, and it is enough. There wasn't 2 patties, there was only a single patty, but it was enough to top that burger.
Yeah, Kirby Borger may be the item of food in this matchup, but Lenny Chu was the one who got cooked that last round. Let's see though if the SDPC can take her anywhere. It's gonna be no big attack from the SDPC. Kirby Borger did find that PC, early PC on his side of the board, and it's gonna continue looking for additional pressure. But Lenny Chu actually with a lot of clean gonna be able to get out of there.
Yeah, Lenny Chu does have a lot to work with here, but this eyepiece misdrop, very unfortunate for them. Kirby Borger has a chance to escape here, but blocks the well with this? I don't know about that decision. Lenny Chu has so much time to capitalize, but it seems like Kirby Borger is going to be digging their way out of this one.
I think Kirby Borger with that well cover play was trying to look for, you know, a tiny bit of APM with that T-spin mini. Definitely did not really pay off though. I'd say it's maybe sent 1 extra line, maybe even no extra lines. Didn't quite catch the whole thing, but yeah, now in a much more dangerous position and still going for these greedy T-spin singles. Is that one going to be worth it?
Wait, big combo from Lenny Chu. Kirby Borger at the top of their board, trying to find some way out. And Lenny Chu is building up a 9-0. 1 Tetris coming out. Is this enough? And it is! Lenny Chu now taking the lead over Kirby Borger.
Yeah, for those of you who are here from the raid, we are in the last round of the CTL match. UT Austin having had a player absent, but still able to come back really strong. And yeah, this final round is going to be deciding the entire match.
Yeah, absolutely. It's truly anyone's game here. And Lenny Chu, both with the down stacks and the attacks, as well as Kirby Borger, fighting hard to try and keep themselves in the game here.
Not UT Austin.
Yeah, UC, yeah. Back with Underdogs Cup 19 here. I'm super happy to be commentating.
You know, it only just clicked for me that Universities of California and Underdogs Cup have the same abbreviation.
Oh wait, true.
Like this just clicked for me.
Oh man. Well, you know what? This might not be Underdogs Cup, but it is super hype here in our last round of CTL, and especially with this huge well from Lenny Chu, if they're able to open up very nice 180 spin, allowing them to free up their board. But Kirby Borger has a super clean board of their own, ready to
look at all that cheese on Lenny Chu's side that she needs to work through. It's gonna be a lot of down stacking, but has the perfect pieces to deal with it and has a lot of clean garbage to open up on Kirby Borger, who kind of cancels a lot of it with clean of his own. So we're back to neutral.
Yeah, Kirby Borger finding a nice combo, just like the burger combo. Someone either fries with that one, I don't know, but they're definitely working pretty well with the attacks and the cancels.
Yeah, or ordering the Kirby Borger maybe comes with a side of, I don't know, what's in Kirby? Waddle Dees?
Something like that. But what's in this board here is a down stack from Kirby's side. Lenny Chu trying to find a little bit of a way down here as well. Both players super defensive yet again. Makes sense though, this round's worth a lot for both of them and their teams.
Yeah, Kirby Borger, again, going for one of these T-spin doubles, but has to skim out of it in order to get the Tetris. I think it might be not complete enough to take out Lenny Chu, but gonna be really close. But Lenny Chu able to access the eyepiece just in time. Super clutch.
Yeah, big downstack combo from Lenny. Kirby has a lot of clean to work with though, building up a sizable well. Lenny Chu might be able to find a punish in time or cancel, but they definitely need to find something as Kirby continues their attack.
Yeah, not sure how I feel about going for all those skims, but you know, Lenny Chu was able to accept a lot of clean onto her board and gonna be able to use her own up stack and some of that garbage in order to take out Kirby Borger, going up 3-1 in this final set.
Yeah, once again, Lenny Chu is the S+, the lower ranked player in this situation here, but they are doing fantastic against Kirby, so it goes to show that rank is not everything in CTL.
Yeah, Kirby Borger though, going for a Hachi spin there real quick. But unfortunately misdrops that J piece on the 7-2 stack. Is going to be able to recover out of it though, but Lenny Chu, look at that clean 9-0 garbage well.
Oh, 10 spike from Lenny Chu here. Kirby Borger able to receive it pretty well on their side though, and spiking back with a 6 spike of their own. Lenny Chu breaks the back-to-back, but they have a pretty clean board as well as Kirby.
Yeah, did end up going for the cancel there, and Lenny Chu now establishing another 9-0. This is almost a 2-wide there from Lenny Chu. And Kirby Borger not really finding anything. Oh no, that's a bad T misdrop.
That's tough. Lenny Chu does have a lot of opportunities to capitalize on Kirby's board state, but it remains to see what is going to happen here. Kirby's looking to find some sort of down stack. Lenny Chu sending over T-spin. Is this enough? Kirby Burger continuing cancel, but this S-piece misdrop not doing them any favors. And Lenny Chu taking their 4th round.
Yeah, Kirby Burger definitely panicking a bit at the end when he ended up getting close to the top of the board. Made some pretty suboptimal down stacking decisions, and yeah, not sure what he's going for in this round. Kind of going for a 6-3 stack. That well is going to be very convenient for him.
Kirby Burger keeping the well, like you said, but down stacking into a little bit of a 3 combo. I don't know if that was the most efficient way they could have taken, but it is pretty safe. It is pretty safe.
Yeah, for sure. And now going for trying to look for even more attacks, but does not spin the I piece. Could have had a T-spin there. Instead, going to have to go for a T-spin single. Will he be able to find any more here?
Kirby Burger seems to have blocked their garbage holes with this upstack. I don't really know what they're going for here. But on the other side, Lenny Chu trying to build up a 9-0 well to find a punish.
Yeah, some really, I would say suboptimal decisions that Kirby Burger ended up making there. I do kind of understand when you are like trying to not to hesitate, but again, these decisions are
hesitation.
cascading.
Kirby Burger hesitating a little too long, and Lenny Chu able to find a punish. Kirby Burger needs to find some way to come back here. Maybe, oh wait, Kirby like sucks up people and they get their abilities, right? So maybe they can just devour Lenny and then take their powers of upstacking, you know?
Yeah, let's see. I don't know if Kirby Burger's gonna need to do that. Having a pretty, I'm saying pretty a lot, but it was a very strong 7-2 there from Kirby Burger. Unable to kill Lenny though, and now back at the top of their board. Gonna see if he can find a way to get out of here. But again, doing a lot of skimming, not very efficient, and Lenny Chu is gonna have the time to get herself to safety.
Oh, speaking of being in safe position, Lenny Chu spiking super hard with a 12 spike, sending Kirby to the top of their board here.
Bad eye hold there from Kirby. Gonna miss that potential Tetris at the top of the board. And yeah, I don't know if it's like the nerves getting into him potentially or anything else in that regard, but Lenny Chu definitely playing, I'd say, a lot more consistent, especially considering both players have been making some misdrops.
For sure. I think that consistency is a very underrated skill when it comes to this game, because it's really important to get the pieces where you want to do and send attacks when you need to. And if you're able to do those consistently, it's all the difference. But speaking of the difference, the two boards are not looking the same here. Lenny Chu at the bottom of her board, and Kirby pushed towards the midpoint of theirs, trying to find some sort of down stack, but I don't know if this is the most efficient way that could be taken.
Yeah, definitely some suboptimal down stack decision. And again, another misdrop at the top of the board. That T-piece in a very bad position. Gonna have some way to get out of this though, and yeah, it's gonna come at the cost of a couple I pieces and T pieces.
Ooh, Lenny Chu spiking with a 6 spike here. Kirby Burger at the top of their board. Lenny Chu goes for the punish, but Kirby Burger has a fantastic combo down stack to get themselves out of that precarious situation. Lenny Chu now left to their own resources to try to build up some more attack yet again.
Yeah, Kirby Burger definitely finding the skims when he needed them most, and now will potentially look for something strong to take Lenny Chu out, but again, not finding these attacks, going for skims to the bottom of the board. And as we approach 2 minutes on this round, I really do think Kirby Burger needs to start building up stronger spikes, like setting up for potential T-spins into Tetrises more often, or maybe fractals, because these single T-spins near the top of the board are not quite cutting it.
Yeah, I will say, Lenny Chu is receiving some garbage. It's not like they're not, but it's just not enough to kill so far. Speaking of that though, Kirby Burger sending out a 6 spike, looking pretty close for Lenny Chu right here, trying to struggle with this down stack. Kirby Burger, if they're able to open up, can take this round.
Yeah, board position really bad for Lenny Chu, but all Kirby Burger could find during that time was a T-spin single, and Lenny Chu is actually going to be able to open up here, getting a big
down stack
multiplier
combo from Lenny Chu. Kirby Burger not too affected from it, but they might be affected from this 8 down stack combo, and Lenny Chu is now on match point for their team.
Yeah, huge multiplier downside combo find from Lenny Chu, and again, able to capitalize on the amount of time that Kirby Burger is unfortunately giving over to her, and able to find these attacks.
Oh my god, this is extended. This is extended SDPC spin from Lenny Chu. This is the most powerful. Is this double extended? There's no way.
Oh god, if I...
Oh my god, a massive spike from Lenny Chu, but Kirby Borger has an equally massive cancel to remain in the game on this match point.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pick up the pace here, not able to open the well in time.
Very, very well played from both players, but the question is Kirby or not Kirby, and unfortunately it is not, as Lenny Chu takes the victory.
Yeah, Lenny Chu, gonna be the winner in this match. Probably gonna enjoy a nice burger after this one. I don't know if it'll be a Kirby one, but yeah, very, very good showing there from Lenny Chu, especially that extended SDPC at the end. That is a absolutely formidable opener if your opponent allows you to get it on. And in this case, Lenny Chu was, and actually sort of an upset there in terms of ranking, able to take down the slightly higher ranked Kirby Borger.
Hey, you know, I gotta say, it was well played across the board from all players, but I think in the end, for at least that match, it's probably just the down stack consistency and the ability to find attacks. I would say, I don't know, it's man, the comebacks were just insane in general. I don't know. Any other thoughts, Doe?
Yeah, honestly, huge props to UT Austin for winning that one, because with an 8-point deficit, I think you're definitely, again, looking to find some sort of miracle in order to come back from that, because 8 points is huge. That's like a free sweep given to the opponent team. But I think UT Austin did end up going for some pretty strong matches, not choking on any of their own matches in order to throw for the other team, for instance. And again, able to close out all the matches they needed. And again, yeah, really good play, especially at the end when the pressure was on for both these players, Lenny Chu and Kirby Borger included.
But speaking of Lenny Chu, I believe we are going to be getting them in here for an exclusive interview in just a moment. I don't know exactly when. I think production will handle that. But while we're here, I'd just like to take the meantime to thank everyone who came out to support CTL and watch the tournament. You know, it's only one match for tonight, unfortunately. There's not a second one after this. But, you know, you coming by and supporting means quite a lot to CTL and us. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and I do believe the people we will be having him on here are Lenny Chu and I think Achiever later, the team captain of UT Austin. And Lenny Chu is over here. So hello, Lenny Chu. How are you doing?
Hello, hello. I am doing quite well, except I'm just a little bit stressed, or was stressed, no longer stressed.
Understandable,
sure.
Understandable. Do you have any thoughts about the last game you just played?
I went into it and I knew it was going to be really close because we were very close in TR, but I kind of just had to treat it like a Tetris League match, and I don't know. I feel pretty good about it though.
Yeah, definitely.
We were kind of talking in the comms booth about consistency, and we feel like I don't know. You just seem to have more of the better down stack and the better offense when it counted. But you know, how did you deal with the nerves in general? Because consistency is really, really tough when you're nervous for that kind of stuff.
So one thing actually that helped me a lot is just having the rest of my team there, just to kind of tell me that it was like, hey, everything's all right, things are going well, and just like it takes a lot of stress off of you when you can just kind of listen and be like, it's just kind of chill. So it definitely helped a lot, and just always being there for it.
Hey, you know what? That's what friends are for. In the back with the cheerleader suits, the pom poms, going, let's go, we got it. You know, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know. Speaking of the team synergy, though, do you have any kind of quote-unquote off-season training stuff, or like you guys practice together,
so
make game plans?
we typically warm up before matches, but that's about it. Like the team also kind of got put together right at the last minutes, but we've been meshing really well. So it's been a lot of fun so far, but definitely just having that little bit of just knowing the team's there and like talking about stuff before and just kind of having it like a small game plan. It's not too much, but it definitely makes it feel nice to play, and I'm always excited to.
Hey, you know, we're all here for that, and that's why we love CTL. There's a lot of different unique strategies that will go into the 5v5 format. But yeah, Doe, what do you think about all this?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, first of all, congrats again on that last match. I think I'd understand it being a lot of pressure because not only is it kind of a tiebreaker for you, but like the person who won that last match kind of decides the entire round. So really good job on closing that out. Did your team have to change anything in terms of like maybe drafting approach, or I guess talking about who would come out, considering I guess this kind of unexpected absence of one of your team members? Like how did your team end up dealing with that?
I guess we kind of went into it thinking that the first pick was going to decide a lot, and kind of after the first one where it was effectively like top, like they kind of just went down the order. It was kind of, we just expected all the matches were going to be close, and that, I don't know, we didn't really have to change too much because we kind of ended up choosing the same matches I think we would have, but it was definitely a little stressful at the beginning trying to figure out and just adapt.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
that's
I
a
think
big
the
part of
team-
it. You gotta figure out what you can work with that kind of stuff for sure.
Yeah, I think your team did a really good job of adapting in that case. And yeah, once again, thank you for coming out for this interview and congrats on the win.
Thank you, thank you.
Congratulations as well, and good luck in your next matches too. To you and your team.
Thank you.
All right, that was Lenny Chu from the winning team, UT Austin. They're able to clutch it out despite the initial disadvantage. And I do believe we're now going to be throwing it over to Blue to close out the stream.
Hey, you know what? Shoutouts to production. Plu is doing her best in the back to make it seamless and move along. And I don't know if she wore earbuds for this. Did you wear earbuds?
Why are you mentioning that? No, I didn't.
I mean, she was wearing earbuds. You know, I didn't say anything. She was wearing
okay.
studio quality headphones the whole time.
First of all, I'd like to apologize for the 10-minute delay in the stream because I came here late and then I couldn't find my earbuds, so I was fumbling a little bit. Hopefully it didn't detract from the experience too much, but yeah. Anyways, here we are at the thanks screen again. I'd like to thank the UBC Esports sponsor TELUS for sponsoring our club. Thank you to COWBOW and DOUE today for commentating. Thanks to our organizers, Boat Hotel, DOUE, Vic, Fizzle, KRH, Ors, myself, Cooper4907, and Tia7. Special thanks to Osk, Ors, Dynix, and Garbo, where Osk helped promote our tournament, Ors and Garbo worked on the overlays, and Dynix made our badges. And shout out to our volunteers, Andrew4043, Ockcaller, Big Joe, Chillhopper, COWBOW, Science Cyber, Dig Cheese, XP, Flair, Grippa, Tira, Lin, Mitsu, Ben XT, Spherical, and another special shout out to Walnut2209, again from the U of T team, and Cookie from the Purdue University team, as this week we are again short on invigilators. So yeah, I made another last minute call. I was like, please guys, please, if you can help, please help. And they're like, oh, okay, I'm free today, I can help. So yeah, thanks to those guys. And of course, thank you to all of our, everyone who signed up for invigilation. It's a lot of time commitment, especially considering some of these invigilators and volunteers are playing in the bracket themselves. So yeah, super grateful to everyone who's helping out behind the scenes. And I'd like to start to shout out our prize pool donators now. We've got a lot since last week. So thank you to SG Ferox for donating $207.27. Thank you to the original Abe for donating $85. Inane Cork for donating $40. Big Joe for donating $20. Sir Sheepadoodle for donating $20. Cheese Swizz 328 for $20. Andrew 443 for $17.45. Toasted Waffle for $15. Alisnia for $11.11. Super Stocky for $7.27. Indigo Laser for $5. And finally, Dubstep 298 for $5. Thank you all so much for donating to our prize pool. And
well, Blue, these are some fantastic prizes for the prize pool, but you know, besides supporting CTL and all of us that do this and the players, what else would you get from donating? That's crazy.
Oh, that's a great question, COWBOW. You see, actually, for every dollar you did, every single dollar you did into the prize pool, you're actually contributing to our prize pool donation incentives, which you can see on stream right here. And everything to the left is something we've already accomplished. So $200 last week, we saw Fizzle read your Tetris copy pastas. For $300, Big Joe will be doing 25 push-ups in a row live on stream. tomorrow, because he will be commentating our main stream tomorrow with co-commentator Chillhopper, both of them making their CTL mainstream debut tomorrow, so be sure to be there and support them and watch Big Joe do 25 push-ups in a row. And then $400, we saw Benix do Fortnite dances last week. For $500, we brought
Shout
back
out to Benix for having our most viewed clip on the UBC Esports 3 channel.
Let's go!
Wait,
Fortnite
true.
dances.
Thank you so much for BenXD, because we now have the most viewed clip on the UBC Esports 3 Twitch channel. And you know, maybe one day one of these other prize pool incentives will get us the most viewed clip on this channel. It might be a little bit difficult because of how big this channel is and how much history it has, but we can try. But yeah, anyways, for $500, we brought back the CTL meme contest, and the winner of the meme contest will be getting a free session of BenXD coaching. You can submit your memes in the Discord server, which I'll be putting in the chat right now. And finally, our next prize pool incentive is COWBOW performing his own Tetris parody, I Will Forward, live
Yo, what is
on
that
CTL
song? That's
stream.
crazy.
Big fan of that song. Check out the music video on COWBOW's channel.
Oh man.
True. It was a
I'm gonna
collaboration.
sing my heart out if we get to that. I will sing my heart out. I'll sing like I've never sang before.
Yeah, I trust this guy. It will be a performance.
what I
you've
trust
never,
even
ever
more,
seen.
though-
Like, you'll never see anything like it ever. But yeah, if you're interested in seeing COWBOW sing I Will Forward live on CTL Twitch, you can donate to the prize pool at CTL Prize Pool.
Okay, this next one though, this is insane. I've seen a preview of this next little donation bit, and it's literally the most mind-blowing thing I've ever seen. I don't want to overhype it, but actually I can't even overhype it. It's just like who would come up with this? This is crazy.
I'm a little bit proud of the arrangement I made for playing the recorder on my nose, because I could only use one hand for each recorder. So if we ever reach $700, well, look forward to that.
She is playing it on her nose. This is not a joke.
This is what a silly guy. What a silly guy. But yeah, anyways, that's about it I have for this stream. Do you guys have any parting words?
I guess for me, once again, thank you so much to all the players, chatters, invigilators, everyone who helped out or supported the tournament in your own way. You guys mean a lot to us, and you're the reason that we're able to be up here and do all of this for you. So you know what? Thank you again, and hope to see you for the next one.
Yeah, indeed. And again, make sure to tune in next week. I gotta see those Big Joe push-ups. I'm sure you all gotta see them too.
It's tomorrow, right?
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
Did I say next week? I meant tomorrow.
Tomorrow, let's go!
Yeah.
Well,
Full
yeah.
2 matches tomorrow, featuring Big Joe commentary. You'll be there or be, I don't know.
Circle.
I was gonna say square, but
Square.
everyone loves squares in this game.
Yeah. Big Joe! Okay, yes, that's all.
Okay, that's all. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye!